So you're thinking about jumping into India's data analytics job market. Smart move. It is absolutely booming. But where do you even start? Well, that's what we're going to figure out today. Think of this as your roadmap, whether you're fresh out of college, coming back to the workforce, or you're already a pro who's ready for the next big thing. First things first, let's just look at the raw numbers right now. Go on LinkedIn today, and you'll find over 30,000 open data analytics jobs in India. This isn't some future trend we're talking about. The demand is huge, and it's right now. And that's just the beginning. The forecasts are showing that by the end of 2026, the Indian market is going to have around 11 million data jobs. That's just staggering. So this isn't about grabbing a job for a year or two. It's about building a real long-term career. The opportunity is obviously massive. So the real question is, where do you fit into all of this? Which path is the right one for you? Let's break it down into 4 clear routes to help you find your way.
All right, let's kick things off with path number 1. We're calling this one the fresher, and it's for anyone who's just stepping into the professional world.
You know, one of the biggest myths out there is that you need some fancy computer science degree to get into data. That's just not true anymore. In fact, companies are actively looking for BCom and BBA grads. Why? Because you get the business side of things. You understand why the numbers matter, and that is a massive advantage. So, what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, you'll be looking at entry-level roles like a junior data analyst or a BI associate. BI stands for business intelligence. Basically, you're helping companies use their data to make smarter choices. And we're not talking about small shops. You'll be applying to giants like Infosys BPM, TCS, and Accenture. They are all hiring for these exact roles. So what's your game plan? It's actually a pretty straightforward 3-step process. 1, get the basics down cold. That means Excel, SQL, and a tool like Power BI for making data look good. 2, you've got to build something. Make a sample sales dashboard. Prove you can actually use those skills. And 3, apply smart. Don't just spray your resume everywhere. Go to places like Internshala that have tons of listings specifically for freshers.
And let's talk money, because I know that's on your mind. As an intern, you can expect a stipend somewhere between 10 and 25,000 rupees a month. But once you prove yourself and convert to a full-time role, you're looking at a starting salary of 3 to 6 lakhs per annum. That is a fantastic way to start your career.
Okay, next up, we've got a path that I think is super important. We're calling it the comeback. This is for anyone looking to get back into the game after taking a career break. If you've been out of the workforce for a bit, the whole game is about showing that you're ready to jump back in, skills and all. So first, get a recognized certification, like the Google Data Analytics one. It just signals that you're current. Second, build 2 or 3 solid projects and put them up on GitHub. And third, and this is key, don't forget your past experience. Any work you did with Excel or SQL before your break is still incredibly valuable. And here's something you really need to hear. Employers aren't looking at your career break as a negative. In fact, it's the opposite. You've got firms like Hexa Solutions and Ninopol who are actively looking for people with what they call pre-MBA experience. They see your professional background not as a gap, but as a huge asset.
The big takeaway here is that you are not starting over from scratch. Not at all. You can get back into the market with a really competitive salary, probably somewhere between 4 and 7 lakhs per annum. Your previous experience plus your new skills, that makes you a seriously strong candidate right out of the gate.
Our third path is for those of you already in the game and ready to level up. We're talking about the experienced pro. So at this point, you've got maybe 2 to 5 years under your belt. You're not just an analyst anymore. You're gunning for those senior analyst roles at big consulting firms like Deloitte and PwC. And your toolkit is getting more advanced, right? You're using Python, you're a wizard with Tableau, and you're tackling tougher problems. Naturally, that expertise means a big jump in salary. You're now in that 8 to 15 LPA range. Let's just pause for a second and look at how this all fits together. You can see the progression so clearly here. The fresher starts out with the fundamentals, Excel and SQL. The comebacker smartly uses certifications to bridge their gap. The pro levels up to more powerful tools like Python and Tableau. And then you've got the freelancer, carving out their own space with project work. Each path has its own skills and its own earning potential.
And that brings us to our fourth and final path, the freelancer. This one's for all you independent spirits out there who want to call your own shots.
So what kind of work are you actually doing as a freelancer? Well, think of yourself as a data problem solver for hire. You'll be doing a lot of high-demand tasks like cleaning up messy data, building cool interactive dashboards for startups, or analyzing sales trends. And you can find these gigs on platforms like Upwork and Wellfound. Now, if you're going to go the freelance route, your GitHub portfolio is, and I'm not exaggerating here, your most important tool. It's so much more than a place to dump your code. It's your digital resume, it's your storefront, it's the living proof to clients that you know what you're doing and can get them results. And of course, one of the biggest draws of freelancing is the financial freedom. If you have a solid portfolio, you can pretty comfortably earn between 20 and 50,000 rupees a month, working remotely from anywhere in India, and you get to set your own hours. Not bad, right? Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, 4 different paths into this incredible field. So as you start to think about your own data story, what are the big things you really need to remember? First things first, that gap on your resume, it's not the deal breaker it used to be. Not even close. What employers really care about now are your skills and what you can do for them today, not whether you have a perfectly uninterrupted career. And number 2, this is maybe the most important point of all. No matter which path you're on, a strong portfolio is absolutely everything. It is the single most powerful tool you have. It's how you prove you can do the job, plain and simple. Look, the numbers speak for themselves. The demand for data professionals in India is undeniable, and it's only getting bigger. The opportunity is crystal clear. So the only question left is, how are you going to answer?